Welcome to Mojo Plays, and today we're going over everything we know, as well as some predictions for Marvel's Wolverine.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at the scarce details we know about Insomniac's upcoming superhero game, and what we expect to see when it releases. Are you excited for Insomniac to tackle another Marvel hero? What do you expect to see? Let us know in the comments. Release date. Let's be honest, this game isn't going to be released for a long time. We've only glimpsed a teaser trailer so far, which was shown during a PlayStation showcase in September 2021. Developer Insomniac wisely didn't even give a release window, but we can look to the studio's other upcoming release to gauge when this one will drop. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 isn't releasing until 2023, so we don't expect Logan's Adventure to launch until 2024 at the earliest, though 2025 isn't outside the realm of possibility either. Also, Insomniac stated the game is in very early development, so we'll just have to be patient with this one. Those in charge.
I promise.
Although it's in very early development, there are a couple of names attached to the project that are grounds for excitement. Insomniac's Brian Horton will serve as creative director, and Cameron Christian will serve as game director. Both of them led the creative team behind Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. Walt Williams is attached as the story lead. Williams is no stranger to writing bombastic action games. He previously wrote for Star Wars Squadrons and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Before then, he worked at 2K for years, writing on games like BioShock 2 before taking the lead on Spec Ops: The Line.
Dubai's running out of time, gentlemen.
An M rating.
Logan, you and Wraith can go after Creed, but you have to tell me where Alkali Lake is. I want to pay that mutant prison a visit.
Spider-Man is fairly family-friendly, though the same can't always be said about Wolverine. After all, his main method of attack is slicing through enemies with razor-sharp claws. When asked on Twitter if it would be a large game or smaller like Miles Morales, Brian Horton said it would be full-size with a mature tone. We don't expect the popular mutant to drop countless F-bombs, but we do expect a bit of viscera. A recent job listing for a gameplay engineer put a heavy emphasis on violence. Principal designer Drew Murray even said the potential candidate would be responsible for creating cuts, slashes, gouges, severs, gashes, stabs, and snicks. Sounds pretty M-rated to us. No Weapon X program. The plot of Marvel's Wolverine is, at the moment, unknown. A big part of Logan's backstory is how he was experimented on in the Weapon X program, which gave him his adamantium claws. But we don't expect that facet to play a major role in the game's story. The teaser trailer showed the game will take place afterwards, as he already has the adamantium claws. Insomniac also proved it doesn't want to retell origins with Marvel's Spider-Man. That plot focused on an original story with an already established hero that just pulls from the comics as inspiration. However, we wouldn't rule out side quests that deal with any loose ends tied to that program.
Story you told me about the man who gets flowers for the moon. I had it backwards.
A Spider-Man crossover. In our 10 predictions for Marvel's Spider-Man 2 video, we guessed that we'd see a crossover with Wolverine, but it could very easily work the other way around. It has been confirmed that both games take place in the same universe. With the success of the MCU, it wouldn't be surprising in the slightest to see the gaming world expand and connect as Insomniac continues to build it. The two have crossed over many times in the comics, but we've also seen them cross paths in a few video games like Spider-Man: Web of Shadows. Why set both games in the same universe if you aren't planning a crossover?
Will one of you finally give me what I desire?
A Hulk appearance. The teaser trailer undoubtedly got many Wolverine fans hype, but one Easter egg has us craving an appearance from Marvel's mean, green, smashing machine. A license plate hanging behind the bar reads HLK 181. This is a reference to 1962's Incredible Hulk, issue number 181, which just so happens to be Wolverine's first appearance. The comic sees a three-way fight between Hulk, Wolverine, and Wendigo. We don't expect a Wendigo cameo, but the comic shows Wolverine's claws can't break Hulk's skin. This would make for an awesome boss fight after slicing through regular enemies. The license plate could just be a clever nod, or it could be Insomniac hinting at what's to come. Obviously, we're hoping for the latter. Logan's powers. Insomniac has its work cut out when it comes to balancing this game. If Wolverine is able to effortlessly rip through enemies while quickly healing his own wounds, that'll be a pretty boring experience. We're guessing that his healing factor won't be as impressive as it is in the comics or movies. Perhaps he'll heal only out of combat, or over a period of time that's upgraded as you progress. Also, while it doesn't seem likely that Logan will have gadgets the way Spidey does, we're willing to bet he'll have plenty of unlockable and upgradable combos and special moves. Other unlockables we'll likely see are costumes from Wolverine's long history, such as Old Man Logan and the classic brown and yellow. Bosses. We do expect the Hulk to appear, but Insomniac will need to fill the game with other notable boss fights. It's a good thing there are plenty to choose from. The X-Men have a ton of classic villains, though there are a few bad guy mutants that are closely tied to Wolverine. Sabretooth seems like the safest bet given the character's tumultuous history with Logan in the comics, shows, and movies. Others we think could show up are Lady Deathstrike, Omega Red, and the Silver Samurai. Insomniac's Spider-Man games are filled with rogues both famous and obscure from Peter Parker's history, so we expect the studio will follow a similar path here. Other X-Men. All heroes need allies. Spider-Man had a few pop up, and we expect Wolverine to get a few as well. Just like how we think his mutant bosses will have direct ties to him, we're betting those closest to him in the comics will cameo here. Professor X, Jean Grey, Cyclops, and X-23 are all fair game considering their relationships across all X-Men media. But there are others whose relationships with Logan haven't been properly explored on the big screen that deserve to be showcased in the upcoming game. Nightcrawler and Kitty Pryde are two of Logan's closest friends, and we'd love to see them show up in support. Patch. 2 Easter eggs in the reveal trailer give us the best hint towards the story of Marvel's Wolverine. One is an eye patch sitting on the bar next to Logan's hand. The other is a chalkboard behind the bar that reads The Princess Bar. Both of these are references to Patch, an alias used by Logan in the comics. Logan's first use of the alter ego came during a time when the world presumed the X-Men dead. He ventured to Madripoor, a famous island nation with a thriving criminal community. During his time there, Patch frequently visited the Princess Bar, an establishment linked to a criminal overlord, Tiger Tiger. This at least tells us the game's setting and what Logan may be up to.
Check out these other great clips from Mojo Plays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.